Dubs not dubbers. Not dubbers. Hello, welcome to the second episode of Dubs Not Dubbers, a brand new automotive podcast with a heavy emphasis on all things Mark II Golf and Jetta. Although occasionally we do stray from the path and talk about other things, other cars, and other interesting automotive bits and bobs as well. On the second half of today's episode, we're joined by Andy Gregory of Heritage Parts and the podcast My Dad's Car. But before that, we're going to get stuck in today and talk about what we've been up to, how our projects are coming on, and what cool cars we've seen on the road. With that said, today I'm joined by Stu W. Davies, Dave, and Jim, aka Mr. Sunglasses. How are we all, chaps? It is now officially the new year. We can not stop pretending. You've had your birthday, Stu. How was everyone's Christmas and New Year, and how was your birthday?
Christmas sucked. I was ill. I had chronic bronchitis. New
really
Year
good.
weren't much better. I was still ill then, really, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Hardly drunk any rum at all.
Well, that wasn't good, was it? Unlike you.
How was yours?
It was great, mate. Yeah, busy. We had a full household. Had 10 of us. We were cooking for. It's a bit manic, but yeah, it was really, really good, really nice. Yeah. What about you, Jimbo, Dave?
Yeah. Too much eating and drinking, but yeah, all good.
It was pretty good. It was all right. It went too quick though.
Always does, doesn't it?
Yeah, they always do, don't they?
Yeah. Guys, I've got to ask. Wait a minute. I think the first thing we need to do is talk about Stu's new project. What have you gone and done, Stu?
Well, both our sons, they like. I mean, Harry loves my Jetta. Jacob's hated golf. No, they're awful. Oh, who would like one of them?
It's only because he hates mine.
Yeah, and then he goes to, Dad,
Yeah.
when I pass my test, can I drive the Golf? So we've got two little dubbers that want to steal our beloved, cherished cars. So
Right, man.
we had to go and purchase them a car to drive, but it's been off the road 8 years, I think it is. It last turned over around 18 months ago, the guy said. It's quite straight. I mean, obviously you're going to put some photos up on the screen. It's a 1.6 driver, 120 on the clock, ultraviolet GTI interior. Yeah, it looks the part.
Does look all right.
Just hope it goes.
Yeah, well, we nearly got it.
Well, I don't want to reveal too much.
It's there. It's almost there.
You know, it should be all right, I reckon. I mean, I've sent you a couple of vids. So I think something's coming out on your channel about it in due course. And yeah,
Yeah, I think by the time this is out, the first episode will have been out as well. It's a bit hard to keep track of where everything's up to.
yeah.
But yeah, so
Did I
hopefully
tell
people
you
have seen it.
paid for it though.
You've not said yet. I mean, is today the day that you drop the bombshell on us? Or do you want to wait till maybe the next episode we can leave people...
Well, I mean, obviously me and Dave both know how much it costs. But if you saw that little gem up for sale, how much do you two think you would pay for that?
Ooh, that is a good question. 1.6 driver, is it?
Indeed.
I paid $4,000 for my GTI, which was an absolute dog shit shed. I'm going to say two and a half grand.
Yeah, I was gonna pitch it at 2.2.
We can't reveal yet. I think you need to watch the videos first.
Yeah, maybe we can find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe people can leave below, let us know what they think you paid for it, and then we'll reveal in the next podcast, maybe.
You're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna be shocked, surprised.
We'll be shocked. We'll be shocked.
Try and merge us for getting there first.
I think it's either going to be $4,000. Oh, sorry, two and a half grand, or something like 450 quid. But I'm not gonna. Don't say anything. We'll leave it until next time.
Cost a couple of quid. I can tell you how much the recovery cost. I brought it blind, didn't I?
You did.
I was slightly tipsy this time, was I?
No.
Was there any rum? No, it was over Christmas. There was hardly any rum in the system at all. I saw it within 10 minutes. I brought it.
You can't even
Sight
blame it on being
unseen.
pissed.
You know, it'd be all right. All right. Well,
I think
look,
he's got.
you've seen the first impressions video. He was cackling the whole way down Harbour Road, you know, about what we'd just gone and done because he'd already seen it. And I turn up, look at it, and like, well, I don't quite understand what's so funny.
Yeah, if he's laughing all the way, does it not make you think that it's going to be an absolute shed?
Yeah, it's not shed. It's far from it.
It looks great.
I think
it's great.
I want to get rid of my white GTI and sling it round in a 1.6 black driver now. Again, sight unseen, you know, they never truly tell you what's wrong with it, and they're bloody pleased you don't ever come and see it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was from Milton Keynes down to the south coast, East Sussex, Hastings, Bexhill-on-Sea area. What did I pay? 200... Was it 205 or 218 pounds or something? For some gadget to go and pick it up, come all the way down to the coast with it. I didn't think that was too bad.
That's really good.
I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
I mean,
I paid 50 quid to have mine transported about half a mile.
How much?
About 50 quid.
Yeah, see, I think that sounds about right locally. This guy must have spent close to 7 to 8 hours driving, charged 200 quid, where when it's one end of the town to the other and it's 50 quid and you're still happy with that price. And they could earn that 200 quid in less than 2 hours of their hourly rate locally. It's unbelievable.
We're in the wrong trade.
Get yourself a trailer.
That's what you need. Yeah. Have you made any progress on your GTI?
From the last podcast, I can't remember what I said or hadn't said.
I don't think you've done much since then.
No, but had I done a load of stuff since then and then nothing because of being ill? Or had I done something previous to that and then fell ill the following day from the podcast?
Yeah.
No, I can't remember if anyone would know the story anyway, but obviously the GTR, I've got to rebuild the engine. I've virtually stripped it down to its bare core now, but I haven't got that much further because obviously being unwell and everything, and Christmas getting in the way, New Year, everywhere's closed. I've got to do my tax return next week, so that's going to occupy me of an evening. I would say the following week it'd be ready to go to the machine shop and have all the bits and bobs done to it, and then start reassembling it.
Oh, exciting times. That's great to hear. How's yours coming on, Dave? You got your anti-roll bar yet?
It finally arrived this week. Wednesday. It finally come Wednesday.
Is this the one that you actually took down to that garage and it disappeared, or have you had to buy a new one?
No, this is the same one. He found it, but I've got it. It's so it's just got to be fitted. But then we found more troubles with the car.
Oh no! Come on, what's up with it now?
There was several more troubles.
Wait, so we need to tell people what you've got first of all, because it used to be the diesel engine I picked up from you guys used to be in your Golf, and you had it converted to a 1.6. Is it?
That's right.
1.6 on carbs.
Yeah, and the carb is one of the issues which is kind of surrounding it. We were kind of like comparing it with something, and it was like Stuart put his hand on it and it's wobbling, and then he sees a split underneath on the rubber. So it's another hassle.
Just plopped on top, was it?
Literally, it feels like it, and I think that's probably why it's racing a little bit. It's like
I think if it had just been dropped on top, it'd be more secure.
Oh my God.
It's also, after it rained, it's full of water again.
I reckon we should have a whip round and get him a goldfish.
Yeah.
What happens for me around the amount of water out of it?
I think one of you needs to sit in it and everyone needs to soak it with a hose pipe or go through a car wash and see if you can see where it's coming through.
Well, I think the drainers were blocked below the scuttle panel, which I've unblocked. So I'm hoping that sorts it. I hope.
Fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed.
But it's got to be moved soon. It's got to be moved. It's obviously shut down of where I'm living. So,
where you gonna be going?
only to my mum and dad's, which is obviously where Stuart is anyway. So he's going to be with everything.
I'm going to Manchester.
Do you know anybody in Manchester who's going to put you up, Stu?
Just that little ute or whatever, yacht or whatever you call it in your garden would be fine. Just check on it once or twice in the fortnight. Water at speed, so I'll be quiet.
Just don't buy any more fucking cars and leave them there. Anyway, I've got a bit of an update on the lemon. So
go for it.
Well, you guys are probably aware, but listeners new to the podcast and viewers to the podcast might not be aware that my Mark II GTI has had a few electrical issues. Mainly,
is it CE1 or CE2?
CE1. So the oil pressure light is constantly blinking. I've done things. I've checked the oil pressure with a manual tester. It's perfectly fine. I've replaced the switches. They're working okay. One is open on with the engine off. The other isn't. And then when you turn the engine on, switches round. So that's all okay. And also there's no dash illumination, and none of the instruments are lighting up at all. And the fan was melting the fuse. So I've done, I had a little go with a continuity tester and found a load of grounds. And it was a bit beyond me because I'm not really good with electrics. I got an auto spark to come out. He spent ages. He's managed to get it so I've now got illumination on the clocks, which is great. But he says the fault is in the fuse box, so I need a new fuse box.
Has it had water trickle in before?
I'm guessing it probably has.
Have you not removed the spark, the fuse box?
No, I've not removed it yet to have a look, but I'm guessing it's going to be pretty corroded in there. Is my guess. So yeah, there's that. So I've got a new fuse box ordered. Hopefully, the guy reckons it should resolve all those issues once I've got the new fuse box in. And also on a side note, I see your cat there, Dave.
Yeah.
My cat, Victor, he came in the house the other day, absolutely stinking of petrol, like petrol on the back of his head, on his tail. And I was like, where have you been to?
Is Victor the one that was inspecting your parcel shelf?
Yeah, he's one he did the pre-MOT for it.
That's it.
I was like, where's this come from? And then today, when I was in the garage testing the lights, I noticed quite a few mucky paw prints up over the top of my car and into the engine bay, which has been open. So I think he's been having a little tinker. Yeah, he's got himself covered in petrol.
I do a better job than you, Scott.
You're probably right, mate. It ain't no dubber. Speaking of dubbers, Stu, I've noticed your dubbiness in the latest video update on your Golf. It's not gone unnoticed. Don't worry.
What have I done?
When you stuck the side back.
Don't spoil it for me.
Yeah. You
nothing silly in the video.
You'll see it, mate. It's funny. Anyway, has anyone seen any interesting cars on the road in the last month or so?
No, I think most of them are tucked away for the winter, aren't they? Albeit, I saw someone daily in an 1974 L plate Mini, it's like a clubman type thing, like an estate. But it was that's surely going to rot away if you're driving that on the roads at the moment.
It's not the weather for driving things like that, is it?
Yeah.
Sadly, a friend of mine was driving on the M25 today. I'll have to send you the photo for this. When I first zoomed in, I thought it was Brutus off Top Gear, the German thing. Do you remember that car? The great big Messerschmitt engine, Oh, you must know it. But anyway, there's this car on fire on the M25. I thought, crikey, looking at it, like I say, it looks like Brutus. And then down in my mate's comments, someone goes, oh, my friend's got a photo of that 2 minutes before. You must have got along the scene. And it's a beautiful, I don't know, what even is that? It's a beautiful looking car before
Is that the one Johnny Smith did a video on? I can't remember. It had this big, massive Merlin engine in the front of it, but like a bit like a Rolls Royce front.
But the German equivalent.
Yeah.
Mustang to me.
Yeah, is it a Mustang?
Mustang.
I don't know what it is, but we've got a slightly before photo here I'll send you, Scott, and a sad after one, you know.
Where you fit? Where
It was on the M25, look. How sad
no.
is that?
That is, I've just seen that photo you sent. What an
I'm trying to get
absolute
the-
tragedy that is. Oh my God.
I've
It's on
got the
back of a
photo
trailer. How the fuck
before.
did it set on fire in the back of a trailer?
The only thing I can think of, because is it a soft? I'll send this one. The only thing I can think of is, you know, the old smoke way out the window, and it could have just landed on a motorhome. Yeah.
Oh my God, that is, yeah, that's a bit. When the fire's starting, oh my God,
Yeah.
got that there.
it's on the roof.
You know,
Have you seen anything, Dave, or is it just have you not seen
No,
the same
it's
car?
pretty shy, to be honest. Nothing, even on my travels at night, I haven't seen anything really.
I suppose it's a bit hard in the dark, isn't it, to see what you're
Oh,
looking
you,
at? So you're
you
right
do.
up on
You,
it.
you casually spot the odd thing along the M25 and things like that. Kind of going past. I've seen in the past old Vauxhall Novas and things going around, but nothing.
I've got a funny feeling we're going to spot a few classics tomorrow.
Yeah,
I mean,
actually,
That's probably an ending topic, though.
Doesn't have to be the classics, but where you guys off to tomorrow?
Brands Hatch.
Oh, very nice, very nice. What's
Winter
going on there?
stages. And then by the time we record this podcast, or even this podcast comes out, I'll have gone to another winter rally.
Really?
The Isle of Wight.
Oh, you go to there?
15th of Feb. I can't wait. By the time you've seen this, I'll have already been.
The only thing that I've seen, this is remotely interesting, was an Alpine A290 GT, which looked pretty sweet in the flesh, not going to lie.
But yeah, spot-wise, otherwise, I've not taken any photos of anything. I keep seeing the yellow Spitfire going around at the moment. That silly little Alfa Romeo gone on the seafront. Now it's back again. No, like James was just saying, it's winter and it's not really the sort of time.
No, bad time.
I expect. I mean, the best I've seen is on the Isle of Wight car spotters page, and it's like Christmas every day to them.
Oh, yes.
The amount of beautiful cars they have going around that island day in, day out, no matter what time of the year. Bastards.
One day we went. One year we went, or one last year or the year before. Renault 5, Mark II Escort, all on the same day. It was like
Metro Turbo.
That's it.
Oh, nice.
Just think you don't see anymore.
It's like a time warp over there.
Yeah, and then some dirty, great big London banker goes past in his Lamborghini or Ferrari, and you go, get out of here. Yeah.
Oh, Scott, there was that school run Rolls Royce. Somebody was taking the kid to school in a 1960s or 70s roller. That's the way to go to school, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? That's
Go to
incredible.
school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just talking, because James said about Johnny Smith doing Brew. You know, he's having this mantra.
Macho Rancho, yeah, that's yeah. Have you seen that? That's well, it's basically he's putting the Macho Rancho body onto a Subaru.
Yeah.
That's
Down
good.
in the comments from that, I often just flick through for interesting things. Someone commented, I haven't seen a Mancho in years. And then someone said, there's one on Minder. And I jumped in. There's a whole conversation of me and about 3 or 4 other people talking about watching old TV series. Not because Minder's great, you know, Terry was a good laugh watching him beating up the drunk guy in the pub yet again. But we just like watching the car porn in it, you know, all the other cars.
That's not a bad shout.
We've never seen him on the road.
It is, honestly, you know, even if it's just a basic Mark 1 Ford Fiesta, it's fantastic to see.
Yeah, car spotting.
I went around to my dad's house the other day and he was there. So what you got on there? It was like some 1960s thing. It was Charlie's Angels or something like that. And he said, I only watch it for the cars. And there was this old Lotus in it and it just looked amazing. It's like, you just don't, I've never seen one ever, but if this one, but obviously they're just not about anymore. Or they're out of the lots up in garages, aren't they?
There's talk of Life on Mars coming back. Now it's filmed around Manchester, wasn't it? I believe.
Yeah,
Can you imagine if they bring that back? We get to see modern day car porn again, on telly because
yeah.
these other programs just aren't there, are they? But if you bring something set in the 70s, 80s, they've got to have all the cars to go with it.
He used to bang about in a Audi Quattro, didn't he? I remember I used to go to a college for a technical college, and one of the tutors had a Audi Quattro in red, and it was insane. It was an absolute beauty machine. Yeah.
It's a dream car. I'd love one of them. I really would.
That's one of my dream jobs. That is, and I don't know whether I'll ever get a chance to do it, but be a supplier to of like old classic cars to the TV industry and making sure they're all period correct and it's the right one for the right year and it's the right model and everything. But it's having the contacts and
the money.
And cars to actually supply.
Yeah. If you're not got any cars, you're going to struggle a bit.
Yeah. If anyone wants a 2025 Polestar or a 2003 Mini, I'm your man. But other than that, you stuff.
If anybody wants a really bad 90s sort of Halfords style Mark II Golf, I'm your man.
Yeah.
There's a guy on YouTube that reviews old cars or like Del Boy's Rodney's van or something, and occasionally it will come like something like Life on Mars, the Quattro, where it is now and whatnot, and someone underneath always goes, yeah, well, the prop man got that wrong because that car technically wasn't released till 6 months later.
Yeah.
Tosses, shut up.
Yeah.
Just enjoy that it's a Quattro.
I know, yeah. Okay, here's a question for you lads. If you could have your dream garage, you're limited to 4 cars.
That's fine. I'm going to go last.
God.
No, my dad taught me this when I was younger, and I always use this trump card in this move. You guys first.
God.
You can't put me on the spot like that. You could have like given me half an hour to think.
I'll go first, and I'll go
Well,
first.
you go first.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to go for Mark II Golf GTI 16 valve, which I've already got. Always wanted one as a kid. Got one. Hooray! I probably have to go for a Mark One. I'm gonna go for a caddy, Mark One caddy. Probably a G60 Rally, and I've got to go for something that's not a Golf, right? So Lancia Delta Integrale.
But you know what? We've done this. I made some notes. Remember when we went to Goodwood the other year? I've just typed into my notes here, and I've actually got yours as well. So
read me out, see if it's changed.
Yeah. Well, maybe. So I think as a day-to-day hack, the 911 Turbo S, it's got to be nice. It's got to be good. Jag XJS V12. I've always loved them. Always loved them. Audi RS4 circa 2008. That's like an Avant. It's got to be an Avant. I'm going to be doubling up here, but I'm going to say an old 911, but a Singer resto modded, or just a resto modded 911, like an old 80s one.
Nice. Cool. What did I say? Did I say a Lamborghini Countach by any chance?
Yeah, well, you did. Yeah. So you had 6. So you said a 67 Chevy Corvette.
Yeah, of course I did.
Nice.
How could I forget that? Yeah.
Yeah. 91 911 stock Countach, G60, and the Bugatti with the square lights. Can't remember what that one's called.
210 GT, 110 GT, or something like that, is it?
Yeah, something like that.
EB 110.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had a GTI Club Sport.
What about you, Dave?
Well, it's got to be a Mark One Golf, GTI or normal. To be honest, I love it. Also, my first car, you know that, but possibly Mark II GTI, Mark II Escort, and say with a bit grunt Mustang of some sort. I don't care what kind of Mustang, but something muscle car like.
Yeah, that's nice.
Now you three have got this all wrong. I only want one car in my garage, dream garage, and currently it'd be a 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR coupe. Do you know why?
Is that the gull wing one?
Yeah. Because it's worth £135 million. I don't want that piece of shit, but I want more than 4 cars. I'm selling that at Sotheby's, and then I'm going to have a lovely, great, big, giant warehouse. Like, like when you go up north and you go past the Amazon warehouse.
Yeah.
I'm going to have one like that with all the different cars I want.
That's cheating.
It's not cheating. I thought it was cheating when I was like 14, and I said to Dad when we was driving along, Dad, if you could have any car in the world, what would you have? And I was expecting him to say a Land Rover, because I said a DeLorean, I think, at the time. And he said, no, you'd have, I can't remember, whatever the most expensive car at the time was. And I was like, yeah, but you don't like them. You wouldn't look good in one of them, a fat old boy, balding hair, and a bloody babe magnet. He said, no, but I'd flog it and get what I really want.
That's not a bad shout, really, is it?
Yeah.
That's the point, isn't it? Whenever this game comes up, that will always be my answer.
That's
just
a good
Google
answer.
what the most expensive thing is today. Just flog it.
Not a bad shout, really.
I'll have 2 of whatever you just said, all of you, and I'd still have room for what I really want.
Yeah.
You just reminded me, the Auto Spark, he said, when you get your new fuse box, if you're lucky, it'll come with fuses, but if not, buy some good fuses. So this is a really exciting conversation to have, but I was looking at fuses on Amazon. How much do you reckon a box of, multi-box of Bosch fuses, say maybe like 6 of every ampage, like 5, 50, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
I reckon something like Bosch, you're going to pay £1.50 per fuse, potentially 6 of them. So you've got £9 worth there, minimum. But if you go to China, you can get them for 99p if you can wait 3.5 weeks.
Well, he was saying get good ones like Bosch or I think because they're almost like OEM ones because they're slightly thicker. The spades are thicker, so you get a better contact in the fuse board, and it'll stop things like a fuse melting. But yeah, £60.
I was going to say 50.
Well, you wouldn't have been far off. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, maybe I just get some cheap ones.
Are they out of stock or something? Trying to put you off buying them?
Yeah, you can get like a pack of I think like 6 for like £5, but yeah,
but not Bosch ones.
No, that's Bosch ones. Yeah, don't know why. Well, maybe I'm underestimating how many are in it, but it didn't really say. I was just like, that's a lot of dough for some fuses.
Maybe work out how many you've got to get.
Yeah, if it's exactly. Yeah, buy them separately, maybe.
And at the end of it, your wipers will still do that.
It's not going to work any quicker, is it? Anyway, we've got 5 minutes left. Anything anybody else wants to talk about? Obviously, we've got the interview with Andy coming up, which I've not sent you guys. I'm still putting it all together. But it was really interesting talk, and I guess we can discuss it on the next episode. I mean, I was looking at I buy a lot of my stuff either Heritage or Autodoc. They're my main 2 places. Autodoc can be a hell of a lot cheaper. But their fuse boxes,
though, haven't you?
Yeah, it's 2 weeks, which it's not too. Yeah. But their fuse boxes, there's not much difference in price between a Heritage fuse box and an Autodoc fuse box.
You're going new?
Yeah, I'm not going to risk a second-hand one which might have corrosion in it. So I've gone for a new one.
I've been down this road. I know how much that fuse box is going to set you back. I didn't look on Autodoc.
Well,
Heritage was £400, wasn't it?
No, 150.
150?
CE1. Maybe CE2 one's a bit more expensive, I don't know. But yeah, 150.
No, they can't.
Well, because your one was CE1, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I
maybe
paid
they come down in price.
No.
Or maybe that was new, proper VW original stocks. They did buy a lot of stuff from the VW like Heritage parts. And this might be repos.
Oh, sorry, was this Autodoc or Heritage?
Yeah, Heritage.
Heritage, 145 quid, I think it's cost me in the end. Found a discount code.
You sure you just didn't buy a fuse made by Bosch?
Who knows, maybe.
See when it turns up.
Yeah.
CE1.
While you're looking that up, I'm going to just quickly rattle through some VW news. Yes, like I say, it's 50 years of the VW Golf this year, and they're launching a Golf GTI Edition 50. It's going to be the most expensive GTI yet. Anybody want to guess at the price?
I'm going to say 55.
47,995. So yeah, just short of 48. You're not far off. And VW are preparing for their future of EV platforms, using what they've called a Project Trinity, based on the Scalable Systems Platform, the SSP, to around 2026, which promises improved range and potentially faster charging. So 10 to 80% on DC in as little as 12 minutes, which is exciting.
Is that the same platform as the new Polo?
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, because that had that. They had the Golf dials in there, didn't they? The Mark One dials.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Scott, I can generally not believe that the fuse box is £160 from Heritage. Because when I went through this, it was like £400 or £450.
Is it in stock or is it out of stock?
No, this is in stock.
Christ.
But equally, I want to say it was original VW parts, classic part, you know.
Yeah,
OEM,
yours probably at 400 quid. It probably was. This is probably a repo.
This
probably
is forced, if that's how you pronounce it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So
RST.
Yeah. So maybe that's the difference.
I think it will be. Yeah. If it's, yeah. I imagine so. Because they did, like I say, they did buy, and he was telling me they bought all the heritage stock from Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Of it.
Because
so,
generally at the time, if I could have brought a brand new, because I love all the second-hand dealers as well. I think it's brilliant. It's keeping our projects, our dreams alive and running these. Like Moss and Matt Palmer, keeping us all going by, stripping and scrapping cars, because it does give us the opportunity. But well, at the time, no one had a C1 fuse box second hand. There was one from Lithuania, roughly the same sort of price, 150 quid. I'm not buying it because it's coming from abroad. I was on a waiting list. If they'd have had that fuse box then for 160 quid, I'd have jumped on it. 400 quid? Nah.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for those chaps breaking golfs and selling parts. Although I did have a lot of back and forth with one of them about getting that intake you gave me, which I still not, the intake pipe I've still not put on my car yet. I will get around to doing.
Is it even correct?
It looks it, but yeah, I don't know why there's so many different versions of it, but I think he sent me 4 versions, and in the end, none of them were correct. So yeah, it'd be good to get one on which fits it properly. But we'll see. I'll let you know in the next couple. I might do it tomorrow or Sunday or something. Anyone got anything else interesting to say? Or we're wrapping this up.
Bye. No, we could sit here for hours talking about things.
Yeah,
but that's the idea of the podcast, that we do this once a month and give hopefully some listeners some banter to listen to, some easy listening to in the background for an hour, half an hour.
Well, let's keep this short then, because I think that interview with Andy is about 45 minutes, so that should pad the whole thing out. Let us know what you think Stu paid for his 1.6 driver down below, and we'll reveal the cost in the next episode.
Might be pleasantly surprised, you might be shocked.
We'll find out. It's Dubs, not Dubbers. It's Dubs, not Dubbers. It's Dubs, not Dubbers. Podcast. Okay, Andy, thank you for joining us today. It's you're our first guest on a Dubs Not Dubbers podcast. So thank you for being the first.
That's all right. Yeah, not a problem at all.
You've got quite a history, which we're going to go into today, and you've got your fingers in lots of pies. You're a busy boy, aren't you? But let's start off. Can you tell us maybe what first got you into cars, and then VWs more specifically?
I suppose, yeah, if you go kind of back to the beginning, it was my dad. So my parents kind of separated when I was sort of 1, something like that. So I didn't grow up with my dad kind of, living with him. Mm-hmm. But he was a car trimmer. So he did sort of upholstery on vehicles. So every time I went up to see him, which would be every few weeks, literally he'd come and pick me up straight in, kind of, he had a shop front, straight through there, straight into the workshop, just see what he'd got in. And I just wanted to know all about them.
Oh, cool.
Any excuse to kind of go out in them, he'd always say, we'll go and just turn this one round, or we'll jiggle kind of some of the cars around. And we'd kind of go for a lap round the block and whatever it might be that he was working on. And that would kind of vary from sort of custom stuff, kit cars, And then, sometimes you get a Ferrari in, or
Wow.
kind of something slightly more exotic, and he'd find reason that we had to just go and run it around the block to test run it or something. So it's probably his fault. It kind of escalated from there, really. The Volkswagen thing, I started reading magazines, I don't know, 10, 12, something like that. I'd go to the supermarket with my mum, and obviously while she was kind of doing a bit of shopping, you'd sort of stand like you do in Smith's, kind of flick through the pages, and I was drawn to like Volkswagen, so the air-cooled stuff, and then Performance VW, like the water-cooled magazines. I think one of the first ones I bought actually was Car and Car Conversions, if you remember. That was kind of a proper...
Don't remember that one now.
It was like it was sort of a tuning magazine. It was all about sort of fast road, that type of thing. But I'd go home and then I'd go through the magazine and sort of make lists of these hypothetical vehicles I was going to buy, Mark 1 Golfs, and how much the panels were going to be. And I almost got my stepdad to buy me a Beetle, actually, probably age 14, 15. We used to get a free paper called the Friday Ad, which came out like Thursday night. And you go to the newsagents or the chip shop or something on a Thursday night, and it would be there. But obviously, it was meant to come out the day before. The day after. And there was this Beetle project for sale, sort of back to 89 style, as you call it now. And I dragged him along, and I was really just pushing to get a car to work on.
Oh, imagine
And
that.
he was like, it was too much work, but it had like the deck lid standoffs and kind of smooth stuff. It was white. He said no to that. And that was actually, my mum and stepdad split up, and kind of a year or two later, she decided I could have a Reliant Robin. So that was my first car.
Nice.
I didn't drive it, but actually, I've overestimated the years. I was still at school, so 15 probably when we had that. And I kind of sort of taught myself some bodywork and stuff like that, and just messed around with that as a project car.
What a great little thing to get into when you're that sort of age as well, to start you off and see how it would have led you down the road you eventually got to.
So
that's really cool.
So the Volkswagen thing evolved. I went and did. I really wanted to be a car designer as a kid. I got various mixed messages from kind of schools and colleges and things. Ended up doing A levels and then an automotive engineering sort of HND.
Oh, nice.
And while I was doing that, the guys were into minis. Actually, I had a mini, but that's sort of another story. I went and worked at Halfords, as a lot of people of kind of our age did. And the guy, I worked on Rip Speed, but the guy who was sort of my immediate boss, if you like, sort of department manager, had a Jetta GTI,
Nice.
Mark II, Tornado Red, small bumper, 16 valve on, I can't remember what the wheels were, but they were effectively sort of Porsche Cup wheels, but drilled 4x100. And I had a Mark II Polo bread van.
Yes.
Which I was kind of driving around in. And he kind of sort of got me into the show thing, I suppose. I'd already done a few bits, because I did a work experience at a body shop while I was at college. Basically went and worked my summers for nothing. But we kind of smoothed some bumpers off. I fitted later bumpers, the car 2F bumpers. We repainted it in Rosso Corsa Ferrari red.
Oh, nice.
I fitted a set of Borbet A's 15s to that ET25, so I increased the track by 8 centimeters on a bread van, which obviously has that sort of cut rear arch. So one night before a cruise, me and my friends were on the driveway with a scissor jack, literally jacking the wheel arches out to clear them, and then angle. We started off with a towel and a pair of mole grips, just gently, sort of gingerly doing it. And like an hour in, we were cutting stuff, we were smacking it with a hammer.
I had a Mark II bread van, and my brother-in-law was really into he built dune buggies, and he'd go racing them.
Okay,
And he was like, "What you need to do on this? He wants to get some big wheels on it." I was like, "Yeah, okay, cool, big wheels." I didn't know anything about cars or anything like that. And he just got me these massive fucking wheels, like big balloon tires on it. And every time I went over a bump, it's like scrape. I was like, "Oh shit, I should probably either put some smaller wheels on or do something about it." But I never did. I had big wheels.
We had a quick fit in town, and I think we started fitting these kind of wheels up one night, and then I think I took it to quick fit kind of the next day, because they were off a BMW. I think they had 205s on or something. I was like, I need 195 50s. Went and got some of those on, obviously, to clear. and they were still rubbing, so I had to go to 195 45s. But yeah, I turned up at kind of the first meet I went to. We were going up to Guildford, I think, and in fact, yeah, I got to the meeting point, and where we'd smoothed the boot lid, we'd fitted a solenoid on the rear wiper stalk. So where you push your wiper away to do your rear wiper, instead of having a wiper, it basically activated the solenoid. And yeah, somehow I kind of pulled into this car park where everyone was meeting. Boot was wide open. I hadn't realised because I'd managed to flick the stalk, but these massive wheels on the Polo, and kind of everyone sort of flooding around, sort of having a look at it, which was really cool. But I bottled it. I was like, look, I'm not driving up to the cruise with this. Every time you went over a bump, it sounded like you hit a Jack Russell, and there was just this horrible kind of noise. I was like, gutted, but I can't do it. I'm not driving to Guildford or wherever it was.
Yeah.
With that ridiculous, I'm just going to get pulled over. Eventually, kind of, I got it sorted, scissor jack and all.
Cool. So that's your brief history on how you got into cars then. And that's what was the first show you went to then? What did you do show wise? Can you remember?
So the first show is linked to the Borbet Age actually. I think it was probably I passed my test in 2000 or 2001, and one night my car was parked out on the street, and a note appeared on it which said, "I hope to see you there." It was VW Expo, which was at Detling from memory, and it was my friend Paul Towner who he got at the times Montana Green. Actually, we've got one at work, but Montana Green 3-door driver, really low, and he drove at what we call dub speed, which was kind of just casually below the speed limit. He didn't need to drive fast because he just looked cool.
Yeah,
and it just sort of drove along. It's almost like floated. And I went to that event and met up with him, and then ended up buying these Borbets off him. But I ended up doing BVF, VanFest and stuff with my friend Alex from Halfords. And then probably the biggest show I did was Inters in 2003, probably, or 2004, which was the year that Danny Allen released his Mark 1, the orange Mark 1 Golf, which was massive for kind of Euro style, small bumpers, revolutions, smoothed out roll cage, etc. And Carl Taylor did P2 Yob, which was a Mark 3 Golf, smooth. He taken all the body trim out. Premier had done it, which was Steve Denton, who then kind of went on to form Edition 38.
Oh yeah.
So they were involved with that, and that was kind of two sort of really key cars. The other one that was there was Simon Sweetland's Mark II, which had kind of gone through a fair amount of iterations. It was another one, G60 Low, dark blue. But my Polo was there, Rosso Corsa, Borbet A's, smooth bodywork. And it was we'd gone along with the Polo Club. I met some kind of new people. We'd camped the night before somewhere. This was at Swindon, and we had a great time. Me and my friend Nick.
Wicked.
And that was like we just walked. You remember when you walk around a show and you kind of you just had to go and buy something. And the problem was because I had a Polo, there was everything for golfs but nothing for Polos. So you kind of had to make something. And I think I bought a Bonrath single wiper from there. That was kind of the extent of what I could get.
Nice.
Went home with that, and then obviously had to kind of hack stuff up to make that fit. But that was and I did Inters for 3-4 years. Really enjoyed that show.
Cool.
So that's kind of the first sort of pinnacle one.
Nice. That's cool. So after you worked at Halfords, you worked for Heritage Events for a while, didn't you? And then eventually, obviously, to where you are now at Heritage. How was that? What was that journey?
So basically, I was working at Halfords. I started at the Worthing branch. Did that a couple of years there, and then I got an opportunity. My pal Alex moved to the Bognor branch because he lived in Bognor, and he was like, "There's an opportunity to come up there. It's a few more thousand a year, which is obviously not a lot of money back then, but." When you're kind of that sort of age, it's like, any thousands is great. It was a bit more traveling, but I kind of got the job over there running the department. We used to work shifts, so you'd have two kind of department heads, if you like, and you'd work alternate shifts, and you'd cross over sort of in the middle of the day. I went there. I think I was there to 2006 or 2007, and then again, the old Friday ad newspaper. Went and got that one day. There was just a box ad in that for jobs. I was sort of at my wit's end really with Halfords, I've got to the end of the road with that. They were expecting a lot, not paying a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the job for VW Heritage came up, as they were called then. Based in Henfield, which is about sort of 25 minutes up the road from where I am, but in a town called Burgess Hill. They'd bought a new building, and they were sort of going there. They wanted someone as a water cooled specialist. I was like, this has got to be right up my street. I didn't even know where Burgess Hill was. Had never been there before. My mum and my now wife sort of persuaded me. They were like, yeah, you've got to go for this. Give it a go. So yeah, I went for the interview. I had a Tornado Red Jetta GL at the time, 1.8, small bumper on Renault turbos. So I sort of pulled up outside there, and I think sort of curtains were twitching a little bit because it was something different. And as the founder of sort of Heritage reminds me, when I saw him at Christmas, actually. He's retired now, but one of the worst interviews he ever did. I sort of slumped through it casually, got a terrible posture anyway, and that was sort of what he remembered me for. But clearly, I said the right things, and he took a punt, and I'm still
Brilliant.
there 18 years later.
Wow.
It transpires. Basically, they said, "Oh, we want to get into water cooled parts." Basically, I said to them, "Have you thought this through?" Kind of feeling that actually I knew more about it than they did, and may or may not be true. They'd bought Big Boys Toys, which most people would be kind of familiar with.
Mhm.
The story goes, David, the founder, tried to buy them years ago. It wasn't for sale. Mark and Paul, Barney and Paul. Barney's now our CEO. Paul's our purchasing director. They used to work for Big Boys Toys. They lived in Essex. They set up a rival company called Street Style and Power. And basically that then sort of got merged into Heritage. And then the opportunity came up a few years later that, Big Boys Toys was for sale. So it sort of felt like the right thing to do for them to pick that up. We started trying to run it as it was run by Sean and the guys, then became AMD Technic in Essex. Which was sort of Mark 1 Golf through to sort of Mark 4, including Audi, including Seat, including Skoda.
Wow.
The problem being that, especially with myself, kind of our knowledge really was around the older cars. And people were phoning up. They wanted a dump valve for a 1.8 turbo. It's like, okay, yeah, we could sell you one. We've got them from Forge, but I can't tell you much more than that because we work with old stuff.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of what Awesome have done, isn't it?
Yeah, so we sat down, kind of had a meeting one day, and we're like, look, in order to make this manageable, we probably need to follow the pattern that we've done with the Beetle, with the Karmann Gear, with the camper vans. So okay, let's limit this down, but put together sort of a specific catalogue for Mark 1 Golf, Mark 2 Golf, and we're going to try and do everything. And at that time, actually, there's a company called Work 34 who are around now. They used to be called Volkswagen House. And David was very good friends actually with Axel, the guy who founded it, who's passed away now. But they sort of helped in a way. They sort of offered to help with sort of immediate supply. If anyone remembers the initial Big Boys Toys catalogue, which had sort of a very strong resemblance to the Volkswagen House catalogue, because they sort of sent us over as a template. They were like, look, work with this. It was a little bit ill-fated. The problem was they promised a lot, and the parts that they were offering, gold-plated this, all of this, were never available. So we ended up having to stand on our own TV very quickly with regards to that. But I spent kind of days in a room sort of going through ETCA, which is the Volkswagen parts lookup system, and you're finding stuff which is available in a supplier's catalogue. So it might be a wing, for argument's sake, from a supplier, and you're going, okay, so I'm going to add the wing, but I also need 10 wing bolts or whatever it might be. These nuts, this gasket, this, and then you start building the range, and you just work front to back. Working through those part numbers, you might be able to get the hoses, but what are the clips and all those things? And we ended up with these catalogues, which were sort of far more in depth, and we ran those for quite a few years, taking them to shows. And myself, and shout to a guy called James Vasey, who was our designer at the time. Doesn't work with us anymore, but he was sort of influential in what we listed. He was into golfs. He had a Cabriolet and a Mark II GTI. And we used to go to Ultimate Dubs, we'd go to Stoner Park, we'd go to Inters, and then later a girl called Anna joined us as well. who had a VR6, or still has a VR6 Mark II. And we kind of had the opportunity to kind of create a company, really, but with someone else's money. We decided what was going on the shelf. We decided what events we were going to.
Brilliant.
It was brilliant. It really was. And people would pick these catalogs up, and like people would compare it to finding an adult magazine in the woods. It was like all of a sudden there's something there for the people who wanted the older golf parts.
Oh, amazing.
And it's just escalated from there. The marketing stuff, obviously, we were marketing that at the time under the Big Boys Toys header. And the problem is you then end up running multiple websites, multiple social media. We took a call bringing that under the VW Heritage banner at the time, which just made it a bit easier. And it also meant we picked up the partnership with Volkswagen Classic Parts, which is the obsolete parts division of Volkswagen. And
so they had old stock, did they? You managed to sort of get hold of them.
Basically. So Volkswagen dealers, or dealers in general, they have to keep stuff on the shelf for 10 or 12 years. So if they bring out a new car, they have to keep those parts available, obviously, to keep servicing those things. After that time, basically what VW were doing, anything left over, they just put it in a warehouse and forget about it.
Right.
Dealers were able to order it, but the problem being you went into a dealership in, say, 2006, 2010 or whatever it was, anything made before the millennium, you probably weren't going to get much joy out of the guy on the parts desk. There might have been a couple of old boys in the workshop, but they didn't have the expertise there to sell the parts that they had. And Heritage as a company, that's what we brought. We had a whole team of people who knew these cars inside out. And we got through that. It's still there. There's still a lot of that stock, but there was some tasty stuff in there. We were selling kind of brand new 90 spec arches, brand new G60 arches, rally side panels, chrome 7 slat grills, new old stock bumpers, all this sort of stuff, because all of a sudden there was someone who knew what that stuff was. And they rolled this out to a few different places. I think there was Mechatechnic in France who've got access to that, and a couple of other places. But we were right there at the beginning of that.
Nice.
And you'd get sent an Excel sheet with like, this is what you've got, and you're scrolling through it. And I don't know whether you know how part numbers work, but 171, for example, is Mark 1 Golf. 172 is Mark 1 Golf, but right-hand drive. 191 is Mark 2 Golf. 192 right-hand drive Mark 2 Golf. Later, I think, is 1HO, or it's Mark 3 Golf. And then the middle numbers basically determine whereabouts on the vehicle it goes. So if the middle numbers begin with a 1, for example, it's an engine part. If it begins with an 8, it's a body part. If it begins with a 7, it's a gearbox part. So you can start looking at these numbers going, actually, the stuff I really care about at the moment is maybe body, for example. And you start then going through those numbers, and you start looking at wheel arches, for example. So 717, I think 191, 853, 717 would be front left Mark II Golf plastic wheel arch trim. And you've got /A, which will be the early one, like no side molding or stuck on side molding, then /B, then /C. So C is 90 spec, then /D is G60. So you start going through these lists, and you're going, they've got /D, G60. And obviously people on the forums are buying secondhand G60. And all of a sudden you're able to go, look, for 150 quid, you can buy brand new G60 wheel arch. And we were straight on edition 38. Going, look, we've got this many of these. Buy them now. And you could be selling stuff before it hit the website.
Wow.
So that was really cool. That really sort of helped push. And obviously we've grown that over time to Mark 3 Golf, Corrado, a bit of Polo stuff. We've got some Mark 4 Golf stuff, but generally speaking, we've drawn a line in the sand at that, apart from Transporter, so T4, T5, T6. Because you want to stay sort of specialist, and as soon as you start putting more of those things on, you dilute yourself a little bit, and also the supplier support there for Mark 3 Golf, Mark 4 Golf just isn't there. You can't get the stuff that you could get for the old stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to. I feel like I want to test you a little bit now, Andy, with some of your part numbers. So, what's the part number for a Mark II Golf bonnet?
Bonnet?
Yeah.
I don't actually know. It would be 1918, so 8 would be body, but I don't know what the bonnet is. 821 is front wing. 821, I think 031 and 032, something along those lines. I think is front wing.
Yeah, 821 021E is the wing. Yeah.
Oh, 021. But yeah, the thing is, especially also when you go sort of you go to a swap meet or whatever, and you're just going through boxes. If you can look at those numbers, you can start working out what something is in your head.
Yeah, bloody hell.
And yeah, whereas it's just a dusty box or a dusty part to everyone else, you look inside of the plastic arch to see if it's got /D on it, because so as you know, if it's G60 arch, it's worth twice as much. Yeah, I can't remember the part number for bonnets, and I suppose that takes the story towards like how I got into the marketing stuff. Really, we were VW Heritage. We sort of did a rebrand at that point, same company name but rebranded. We had an agency come in, and I was writing a little bit on our blog at the time. This must have been 09 probably, or 08, and they sort of the directors brought me into a room like, look, this is Andy who does the blog. They were talking to me and they're like, have you got a Facebook page? I was like, no. So yeah, I started that from nothing, started our Instagram from nothing, kind of got more into the writing and the blogs and writing the copy for the adverts. We used to put a new advert in like Performance VW every month. So literally you'd have to work out what was going in there, what the car was, all the rest of it. And yeah, all the social stuff. And then we started the event called Heretics with the guy James, who I mentioned. So that was a monthly meetup at work, which was cool. It sort of started building that community around us.
Yeah.
And that's still going now, 15, 16 years on.
Incredible.
And we get 150 cars or something come down on a Thursday evening.
That's incredible.
We have burger van or kind of other caterers, like nice coffee. We have a DJ. We'll show people around the warehouse.
Brilliant.
And yeah,
I'm to come down and go around the warehouse with you at some point. Now,
we had it booked in.
Yeah, get it silly.
So yeah, that kind of got into that, and then at one point it was just a case of where do you want to take this? Do you want to follow the parts thing and kind of end up being sort of a parts manager, or do you want to do more of the marketing? And yeah, I really like the creativity of the marketing stuff, sort of coming up with ideas, doing stuff that's sort of alternative, challenging yourself, obviously trying to build something. And we used to have the motto that what could we do for 50p? It was basically you do it as kind of do it well, do it differently, but do it sort of cheap. We didn't want to spend loads of money on stuff if we didn't have to.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I've got to. So I've been marketing manager. Other people have kind of come into that place. I ended up running or I still do, our blog, going out and sort of telling stories about customers and building that sort of ambassadorial type thing. Met some really cool people.
Brilliant.
I went out to Indonesia in 2019 for a big VW show there. We've got a guy who works for us out there kind of looking after the Southeast Asian market. And me and a colleague went out for sort of 7-8 days to this big show. We were guests of honor. It was crazy. We went to some temples. We went to kind of garages where literally people are sat sort of barefoot, fag in hand, like beating metal into like a repair panel for a rusty old car.
Wow.
And then you see what they finished. They built kind of a replica of or whatever, or they've restored this car from nothing. But
wow, ingenuity,
just
incredible
ingenuity. It's an amazing place, really hot, but an amazing place. So cool. Been there, and then last couple of years I've been back sort of as marketing manager, basically. Steering the ship. In that time, we picked up Porsche. We started doing Porsche parts in 2018. And Land Rover in 2022, something like that.
I didn't realise you Land Rover parts. I mean, I'm on your site almost every couple of weeks. So,
the Land Rover. It's sort of you don't put all your eggs in one basket. They say don't put all your eggs in one basket unless you own the basket. But from a sort of covering yourself off really. If something does go wrong with Volkswagen market or with the Porsche market as it was, if you've got that opportunity, and the directors were keeping an eye on sort of stuff which might come up for sale. It didn't necessarily have to be Land Rover, but yeah, a retirement sale came up. With the right sort of setup. So yeah, we brought that on board. It was they were based in Coventry, and that was all sort of rehoused down in Shoreham near Brighton on the south coast. We took on a few of their staff. So yeah, that's kind of getting underway now. That was a going concern, which was quite nice. Porsche we built from nothing, but
Great.
we're busy.
Good. That's what I like to hear. And you guys, you mentioned it briefly. You said you've got a pool car in Montana Green. Is it 1.6 driver? Is it or rider or?
Yes, driver. No 1.8. Yeah, 1.8 is that one. So yeah, we bought that from a guy called Mr. Bendon, who is about 93, something like that. And yeah, one day, couple of years back, so just as ULEZ had come in London. So for those who aren't aware, if you're in central London now, kind of the surrounding area, you have to pay 12 quid a day or something to drive into town, unless you've got kind of a really modern diesel, or I don't know, a petrol car made out after 2000 or something, so the emissions are low. This poor old boy, he'd had his 1991 Montana Green 5-door since 93.
Wow.
And he was upset. Basically, he was at the thought of having to scrap it. So he wrote us a handwritten letter which said, is there anything you can do? Can you advertise it for me or whatever? He hadn't put a price on the car, but he had said that obviously he'd get £2,000 from the Mayor of London to scrap it. So we had a bit of a chat in house, and Barney, my CEO, said, look, we need to go and buy it. Barney lives up that way anyway. So I got the train up, met Barney up there, and we went to Mr. Bendon's house. Loveliest old man you've ever likely to meet. He kind of came to the door in a blazer and a tie. Made us a cup of tea with a kettle on the stove.
Wow.
Really nice guy. And then again, I'll send you the video if you've not seen it. We went to the garage to see the car. The car was garaged every night that he owned it. Like he said, even like in the middle of the night, he'd get home and his late wife would go up to bed and he'd chamois it down dry and then put it away. And he drove it through this gap, which was no wider than the wing mirrors between his house and next door. And when we saw it, literally, it had kind of go faster stripes down the side where it obviously caught it. And he drove it out that gap. I wouldn't have wanted to do it. He had to fold the mirrors in. And fortunately, the car later went to Kaz at Surrey Auto Works, and the guys sort of wet sanded a lot of that out. Right. And it now looks far better than it did. But I'll send you the video. It's a shocker. But he used to drive in and out of that every day or whatever to do that. We paid him basically £2,000, which is what the scrappage value was. We later discovered some rust and stuff underneath it, so potentially we overpaid. But it was like, actually, we want to use this for a bit of publicity. The last thing we want to do is kind of be seen to be ripping off an old man. So it's like, okay, look, we're going to do this. We'll give you what you would have got. He bought a Fiat 500 actually, to give you an idea of how tight the gap was. He wanted to buy an up, but it wouldn't fit through the gap between the two houses.
Oh my God, that's crazy! I didn't know an up was wider than a Mark II Golf. That's crazy.
Apparently so.
Flaming.
So he ended up buying a Fiat 500, but he was well into his car. He'd loved it for so long. He had two things he showed us. He had a Volks. You go to like Tesco's or Sainsbury's and they do the VW Golf t-shirts.
Yeah.
He had one of those on the side. He was like, I love my Golf. I'm going to be buried in this. And he just held up his t-shirt. And then the other thing he gave me was an unbuilt like Airfix model of a Mark 1 GTI. He was like, I've got this. Do you want this? Because I'm not going to get around to it.
Bloody hell.
But he just loved it.
Oh, what a nice guy. Have you got it there to hand or?
What, the car?
The model, yeah. Have you made it? Is it all...
Oh, no, I haven't. It's still on my desk at work. And we have promised, and I've been in touch with his family since, and we've done some YouTube videos, and they commented on it and things. I'm hoping kind of he's still about, and it'd be really nice to get back to London this year and kind of take him back the car.
For a drive,
it's still kind of, it's still about pretty much as he left it. We've lowered it actually. We had some springs to test out, so it's dropped 40 mil. But apart from that, it's
That'd be a nice thing to do.
yeah,
A
it'd be
nice
nice
full
to go back
circle thing as
and
well.
do that. And yeah, what a nice guy, really,
Yeah.
really nice guy. So yeah, we've got that as a pool car. We've got a Mexican Beetle that the team built at Volkswagen show in 2009, I think, which looks like a Salzburg rally car. So it's silver with black bonnet, stripes on
Oh,
it and
nice.
stuff. We've got a race car Beetle, which used to belong to Volkswagen magazine. We're working on that at the moment, so we've been welding that up. We're hoping to get that out this year for Volkswagen show, which is in March.
Cool.
It's Heritage 40th anniversary this year, so sort of really having a push on kind of tidying things up and getting stuff done. We've got a Jetta Coupe, Mark 1 Jetta Coupe, with a TDI swap in it, PD TDI swap out of a Seat Ibiza. That's kind of a stalled project. All the bodywork,
ridiculous.
It's been acid dipped. All the bodywork's done on it. It's had new pans, new inner and outer arches, etc., etc. It's got a 6-speed box in it, a 150 turbo. So it'll probably give about 180 horsepower. Dash swap. So we've put a Type 3 dashboard in it from kind of an air-cooled Type 3.
Nice. But that looks pretty sweet.
That sat in the corner for probably 6-7 years, just gathering dust. Because when you get to that point and you've done that much work, what it then needs is sort of a 5-10 grand paint job.
Yeah.
And the same on the interior. And then all of a sudden you're into sort of 20 grand on a show car, when, especially kind of having had a few tricky years, Brexit, COVID, etc. What you don't need to be doing is spending 20 grand on a silly car.
Yeah.
And we've got a 1956 VW pickup truck. Type 2 split screen, which we took to Goodwood Revival actually end of last year for the track parade. So we did all that, which was really cool.
Nice.
That's done just over 13,000 miles from new.
Bloody hell.
It had a fire hydrant on the back. It was on a creosote plant in Canada for most of its life. But yeah, I've had the pleasure of driving that quite a bit. I've driven it to Belgium and back, and that comes out kind of fairly regularly. So yeah, we've got a few toys.
Cool, that sounds fun. We've had a bit of a technical glitch, but everything's okay. We're back in the room. Andy, thanks for sticking with us.
That's all right.
So as well as doing all this stuff with Heritage and running your Porsche Owners Club, you also run a podcast called My Dad's Car Podcast.
Yeah. So I started that 3 years ago. I lost my dad 8-9 years ago, I think it was, and he was a big influence on me. And I run it with a friend of mine who I met when I was working at Halfords in Bognor, actually, John, who's also lost his dad sort of 20 plus years ago. And we chatted to all manner of different people. They come on and we ask them what their earliest car memory is, and the conversation just escalates from there. And we've had all manner of people on, like my best friend, for example. He was our first one as a bit of a tester. Through to, we've had Mike Brewer, we've had Johnny Smith, Helen Stanley, who did Goblin Works Garage, was on TV. Danny Hopkins is the editor of Practical Classics.
Wow.
The official Aston Martin historian.
That's cool. That must be a great one. I'll listen to that.
He was really cool. Steve Waddingham, really, really cool guy. Jamie Orr, for people who kind of follow the golf stuff. So yeah, he's been on. His dad used to have a Lotus Elise as a company car, which is kind of pretty cool.
Nice.
He took the money they gave him and bought a Lotus Elise, and he's still got it actually. He's kept it, and Jamie's got eyes on that. But we've met some really cool people doing it, and it's just nice to hear those stories, and it's an opportunity for me to kind of remember stories about my dad. Same for John.
That's nice. Yeah.
So really good fun.
Brilliant. That sounds like a really nice thing to do as well. It must be therapeutic for a lot of people as well, I think.
It is. The majority of our guests are male, to be fair, but we kind of try and even it out. And for those who have lost people, when you're talking about things in that way, rather than just sort of directly about the fact you've lost someone, it's quite nice to kind of just recount those stories and remember the happy times, rather than going in just to the fact that, I've lost my dad or my grandfather. It can be mothers, grandmothers, aunts, friends, etc. as well. It's not solely about fathers, but it is an opportunity to open those conversations up and people talk about stuff.
That's really nice.
So yeah, hopefully, people are enjoying it, and people are getting something from it as well.
Good. Well, everyone's happy then. You're happy. They're happy. The world's happy. A happier place for it. That's what we need more of. More positive energy like that, I think.
Definitely. Yeah.
Oh, well, Andy, thank you very much for coming on and doing this with me.
It's all right.
It's been great. I've really enjoyed talking to you. You've been I know you're our first proper guest, but I think it's going to be hard to top.
That's very kind of you. That's very kind of you.
It's really been really enjoyable.
I've done a few podcasts, and obviously I like other podcasts, but see, I spend a lot of time talking to other people, so it's very rare that I sort of sit down and just reel out. It's like a therapy session for me. So yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Oh, my pleasure.
So yeah, best of luck with it, and
thank you very much, Andy.
Yeah, look forward to seeing who else you get on.
We'll keep in touch. We're going to come down there to Heritage at some point, have a look around your warehouse, and hopefully have a little car show. I'll try and get some dates over to you for that.
I've got actually kind of hot off the press. We've got one of our Heretics events we're doing in Cambridge this year, and we've also got one booked at Leeds, the Motorist.
Oh, nice.
Which is, I've not got the date to hand, but actually, bear me a second.
Leeds isn't a million miles away, so maybe we can
give you the date for that. That one is July the 19th at the Motorist.
Okay, I'll look at that.
So that'll be a Sunday morning kind of cars, coffee, but there'll be a few of the team up there. We'll probably take the golf up, to be fair. Cool. But yeah, an opportunity for us to do what we do back at HQ, but with a different sort of demographic.
Yeah.
Meet new people, see different cars. So yeah, if you're around or other people are up there, then we'll see you then. Yeah,
sounds great. Well, thanks a lot, Andy.
No problem at all.
So yeah, that will be the end of this episode. We hope you've all enjoyed it. From me, James, Stu down here, and Dave, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to give us a rating on wherever you listen, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or give us a like here. It will help us out loads. Thank you, and bye-bye, everybody.